guys, Robot1 here, coming at you with a new Dark Magician deck profile for you guys. Now, obviously, in the past we've made Dark Magician deck profiles, and in today's video I'm going to be updating you on what the current deck profile is looking like. So, yeah, pretty much we're going to be showing you guys the updated version of my Dark Magicians, the deck that likes to stack itself, summon Dark Magician, and attack for game. So, yeah, without further ado, let's actually get into it, because I want to showcase this deck profile to you guys, because honestly, I love Dark Magicians, and I just really want to show you guys what I've been coming up with. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So starting off, we play 3 Dark Magician. In the past, I was an advocate of only playing 2 Dark Magician, and there was a couple of reasons for that, such as being so many ways to search it, not really needing to send it to the graveyard through any means, such as that. But now I've really come to the point where I'm like, oh, well, you kind of need as many Dark Magicians as possible in your deck, because there's just so many ways to send it to the graveyard in the deck now, which you really want to be doing, that you really do need to be playing free of the card. And if you can't send the card to the graveyard, then you're not really going to have any ways to utilize the effects of majority of the cards in your deck. So you want to be able to be using this up free in your main deck to be able to send it to the graveyard with these cards. So 3 Dark Magician now because of that. We're also going to be playing 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon, because we are playing Dragoon in a deck that does get a pass for Dragoon, people. Come on, it's Dark Magicians. Dragoon is literally a bigger Dark Magician. Give me that. But yeah, we want to play 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon because of it. We send it with Red Eyes Fusion to be able to summon out the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. We are also playing 3 Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl, because 1, she's a free special summon from hand, so she allows you to go into your link plays, such as making Vertic Anaconda to make Dragoon, or going into Nightmare Phoenix to pop Brackrow, IP Masquerena to be able to go ahead and summon Dark Magician during your opponent's turn, and then make a Nightmare Unicorn, just giving you access into multiple different kinds of link plays during your opponent's turn, and also link plays during your own turn, and also just being a really good card in the fact of when it's summoned, it searches Dark Magician, and also it can be sent from field or hand to the graveyard to boost a Dark Spellcaster by 2,000 attack and defense. So she's just an all-round really good card in the fact that she's an honest. So she can protect your Dark Spellcaster from being over. She's a free summon to give you access to link summons or more beat stick power, and also just searches Dark Magician from the deck. So all round, really strong card for the Dark Magicians. Next we are playing 3 Magician's Rod. Really important card in the deck, guys, because this card searches any Dark Magician spell or trap from your deck and adds it to your hand, as long as it lists Dark Magician in the text. And honestly, you want to be playing free Rod for this fact, because being able to add stuff like Dark Magic Circle, Soul Servant, Eternal Soul to your hand is very important in this deck, and playing this at free is required to be able to do that. So we are playing 3 Magician's Rod just so we can always guarantee that we are able to add these cards to our hand. So, consistency card and the main normal summon of the deck. Next though, we are playing 3 Magician's Souls. Magician's Soul is very, very important in this deck, guys, and I will not stress this enough. 1, it is a free special summon of a Dark Magician or itself by simply sending Dark Magician from your deck to the graveyard. So that's just fact number 1. And number 2, this card just allows you to send 2 spell and trap cards, so if you have hard once per turn spell and traps in your hand, to the graveyard to then be able to draw cards from your deck. So this not only gets rid of bricks in your hand, such as hard once per turn spell cards, but this card to draw different cards, but this card allows you to special summon Dark Magician from your graveyard or itself from your hand to then be able to go into 4 plays. Say, like, for instance, if you have a Dark Magic Circle on board, you can discard this card, special summon Dark Magician, and then just go ahead and use the Dark Magic Circle's effect to banish an opponent's card. Or you can go ahead and special summon itself, and if you've got, let's say, multiple Dark Magic Circles on board, or you've got multiple spell cards in hand that are hard once per turn, then you can go ahead and get rid of those to basically draw more cards to get better cards. So it's just a really good card in general that allows you to get more consistency and allows you to summon Dark Magician a lot easier. So you want to be playing this card up free in the main deck. Next we play 1 Spellbook or Magician of Prophecy. Pretty much I'm playing a Spellbook engine in this deck, and you need to be playing one Spellbook Blue Boy in this deck just to be able to guarantee that you can have a monster to be able to normal summon off the Spellbook, to guarantee that you can use stuff like Spellbook of Knowledge. So we are playing one of this. This is your secondary normal summon though, so unless you really want those draws and you've opened Magician Rod and him, you do normal summon Rod, but he is just a secondary normal summon in the deck. He is the only other normal summon in the deck though, so just be aware of that, guys. We also do play 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs though as our primary hand traps in the deck for the monster space, so that is pretty much all the monsters, guys. Like, honestly, ratios for this deck I am very happy with, seeing as all you really need for this deck is, for a Dark Magician deck in general, is the 3 Dark Magician, along with every other Dark Magician monster known to man. So you need the 3 souls to be able to guarantee special summons of Dark Magician. You need the rods to guarantee your searches of stuff like Eternal Soul to summon Dark Magician, Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl to guarantee that you can get to Dark Magician, and then Dark Magician himself. So that's pretty much like the basic rundown of the monsters. Like, you want to guarantee those, and like you have Blue Boy as an additional consistency booster. So yeah, those are all the monsters. Going on to spells though, guys, the more important area of the Dark Magician deck, we go on and start with 3 Dark Magic Circle. This card is absolutely incredible in the Dark Magician deck. 1, on activation, you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add a Dark Magician from your deck, among those to your hand, or add a Dark Magician spell or trap that lists Dark Magician to your hand. So this card is not just a guaranteed top 3 add at times, because like you have a lot of ways to also stack your deck to guarantee the add, but you also have the ability on this card that says whenever you summon a Dark Magician, you banish 1 card on the board. So this is a very multi-utility card where you go ahead and banish your opponent's cards when you summon Dark Magician, and it also allows you to get cards from the top of your deck to your hand. So just really, really strong. And honestly, guys, I will not stress this enough, that banish comes up so often. Being able to interrupt opponent's plays, such as if you're up against Dragon Link, they activate the equip spell on Romulus, then you just go ahead and summon Dark Magician from the graveyard, banish the equip spell, they're now done there. Against decks like Noble Knight, they summon the Isolde, you summon Dark Magician, you banish the Isolde. Against so many decks, this card is really, really good, because just being able to banish a card can be really detrimental to a lot of different strategies. Like hell, even against Invoked, if they summon Alistair and add the invocation, then you could summon Dark Magician and then banish the Alistair so they can't use the invocation. So it's just a really, really strong card for multiple different decks. So you want to be playing this card at 3. Next, we play 3 Soul Servant though. This card is really good for the fact when you activate it, you place a card that specifically lists Dark Magician in its text or Dark Magician on top of your deck. And then while it's in the graveyard, you can just go ahead and banish it from the graveyard and draw cards up to the number of different Paladinian monsters, Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girls in your graveyard. So if you've got Dark Magician in your grave, you literally just banish it and draw 1 card. And that card you're going to be drawing is your top deck that you use to activate this card. So literally, you can add literally any Dark Magician card in the game to your hand with this single card, as long as there's a Dark Magician in your graveyard, which is absolutely insane for Dark Magicians. Next, we play 2 Dark Magic Inheritance, and a lot of people don't play this card, but I personally really like it for the fact that you can just banish 2 spells from your graveyard to then add any spell or trap card that specifically lists Dark Magician in its text. So you could be adding stuff like Soul Servant, you could be adding the Dark Magic Circle, you could be adding Eternal Soul, you could be adding Magician's Navigation. This card just says I have more consistency in the deck, and I really, really do like the fact that you can have more consistency in the deck because of that. So yeah, we want to run 2 Dark Magic Inheritance. We're also playing 1 Secrets of Dark Magic, just because this is the fusion spell of the deck that will allow you to make multiple different types of fusion monsters in the extra deck. We are also running, though, 3 Red Eyes Fusion. This is pretty much because at times Dark Magician can brick, and being able to have a card like Red Eyes Fusion where you can just activate, summon Red Eyes Dragoon, and then just pass turn can be really useful for Dark Magicians. And it's like you really do need to have as many copies of this in the deck as possible, just so you can guarantee that if you do open one of those brick hands where you open multiple Dark Magicians, or you open no real way to play the game, that then you can just activate Red Eyes Fusion and then just be able to have the Dragoon, so you can have a play for the next turn and not die the next turn, pretty much. So Free Red Eyes Fusion. We're also playing free Spellbook of Secrets because this card is a consistency part of the deck as well. And free is fine because you're playing Magician's Souls. So if you do go ahead and send if you do go ahead and summon Magician's Souls, and you do open like 2 of these, then you can go ahead and discard one of these with Magician's Souls to draw a card. So it's fine running multiples of 1-ofs in this deck just because Magician's Souls is a card. Multiples of 1s per turns. We also play 2 Spellbook of Knowledge because, well, this card says draw 2, and literally in the Spellbook engine, this could be able to draw 2 is the end goal of it. So you just go ahead and normal Blue Boy, add the secrets, then add the knowledge and send the Blue Boy to draw 2. And the reason why this engine is so good in the deck is because of Dark Magic Inheritance, where you just go ahead and go through the whole Spellbook lineup, and then you just go ahead and Dark Magic Inheritance if you haven't got what you needed yet, so you can guarantee that you have what you need. So not only do you get 2 draws, but it also sets up for the Dark Magic Inheritance, which is really nice. But that's all the spells, guys. Like, the spell lineup is very important, and I would say, like, honestly, I would always run this kind of lineup at this kind of point in the Dark Magician deck, because you want to have free Dark Magic Circle to always guarantee that you can stack your deck to an extent, because you get to put the cards back on top of your deck in any order, and also have the ability to banish cards. You want to have the free Soul Servant, because it literally searches any Dark Magician card in your deck. You want the 2 Inheritance, because it just guarantees you will add any of these Dark Magician cards from your deck to your hand. You want the 1 Fusion spell just to give you access to your extra deck. You want the free Red Eyes Fusion to guarantee that you don't end up losing because of a brick. And you want just the Spellbook engine because it just boosts the consistency of your main deck. So yeah, that lineup is all important in my personal opinion. But going on to traps, we do play 2 Eternal Soul because, like, it just summons Dark Magician continuously, and it's like you don't need a third because you play so many ways to get to it that you really don't need to play 3 of this card anymore. So I'm only playing 2, and I personally feel like 2 is just the better number now. So because it just summons Dark Magician from deck, from grave and hand, and that's the important thing about it. We also play 1 Magician's Navigation, 1 for its negation effect, because if you control Dark Magician, you can just banish it and negate spell or trap your opponent activates, but also because if you do end up bricking Dark Magicians in your hand, then you just go ahead and activate Navigation, special summon Dark Magician from your hand, and then special summon something like Magician's Souls, Apprentice Illusion Magician from your deck to, like, go ahead and have free reign from there. So just a really good card in general that can give you access into more Dark Magician plays. And then the last card we're playing in the main deck is free Infinite Impermanence, just because it's a really good hand trap that will allow you to stop your opponent from playing the game at times. So yeah, main deck, guys, it's very, very solid for me. I have not had a lot of issues with bricking outside of the times where we open like 4 vanillas for no reason. But I feel like the list is very consistent, and I'm really enjoying the list so far. But let's go ahead and go onto the extra deck, though, just so you can see what's in there as well. It's not that important a lot of the time, but you do need it for specific reasons. So starting off, we play 1 Relinquished Anima, just because if we do summon a Magician's Souls and our opponent has summoned a monster into a zone it can point to, we just go ahead and suck it up, and they lose it. 1 Induct as a very easy to get to dragon target for the fusion spell to go ahead and go into like Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, so you want to be playing 1 Induct for that. That's really its only reason. 1 Link Spider, because we can go ahead and send Dark Magician to the graveyard to go ahead and summon it, and then just summon the Dark Magician back to trigger off like Dark Magic Circle. Like, there are times where you do need to be able to just get rid of the Dark Magician to then summon it back, so the 1 Link Spider is there for that. 1 Vertic Anaconda just for Dragoon target to be able to make it easier. 1 IP at Masquerena to link during our opponent's turn. 1 Crowley because we play the Spellbook engine, so having more ways to get to said Spellbook engine, it can be very, very useful, so we're playing the 1 Crowley for that. 1 Nightmare Phoenix because Nightmare Phoenix destroys back row. 1 Nightmare Unicorn because we can compulse any card on the board and we can discard cards really easy. 1 Access Code Talker because we get to go ahead and destroy multiple cards on our opponent's board without being able to be changed to. So it's just a really strong card, and we are running a lot of different Link monsters, so it's just good. For Xyz monsters, we're playing 1 Eborn Illusion Magician because literally it summons Dark Magician from the hand or deck, and also when a normal monster declares an attack, then you can just banish 1 card your opponent controls. So it's just more ways to banish cards, and that's like really good for Dark Magicians. 1 Big Eye to potentially just steal opponent's cards, which isn't a bad thing. 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Say you've got your opponent on 500 life points after attacking them with 3 Dark Magicians. Well, you just go ahead and summon this big boy and they lose. Pretty much. 1 The Dark Magicians, just because we can summon it with the fusion spell very easily using a Dark Magician and another spellcaster monster. And also because when your opponent activates a spell effect or a trap effect, you go ahead and draw a card, and you can set that card to your board, and if it was a spell or trap, then you can just activate it that turn. So it's just a really good card in general that allows you to draw more cards while also allowing you to get over your opponent's things. So really good card. One, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, because it protects your back row, which is really important at times because if your opponent can't kill your back row, then majority of the time they're not going to be able to do anything to you because you're just going to keep looping Dark Magician to keep banishing your opponent's cards, which is just really good. And then finally, the last card, one, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, because he is technically the new boss monster for the Dark Magician deck, and you do need to be playing him at 1 just so you can guarantee negates, just so you can stop your opponent from stopping you, just so you can deal with a lot of things that a lot of the top meta decks are doing this format, and also have a turn 1 negate, which is really good for Dark Magicians. And if you can line this up with like a Dark Magic Circle and Eternal Soul, I guarantee you're going to win that game, because Dragoon plus that is pretty insane. But yeah guys, that's the video though. Tell me what you personally think of my updated Dark Magician deck profile. I really do like it. I've been testing it and trying to make it better as I go along, thinking of new ways to play it, thinking of different ratios for different things. Should I play the Spellbook engine? Should I play the Pot of Extravagances? Like, just a lot of stuff like that. And I personally feel like this is one of the best ways to play Dark Magician right now. But guys, tell me what your personal thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you like this build? Would you play a different build? Would you maybe change some ratios in the deck? I would definitely love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it in the comment section below. And yeah, that's all I have to say, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Robobat1 signing out. Later all. Dark Magic Attack. Bye.